Hello, Internet. This is Alicia Sterling with Geeks Without Bounds, and today we're having another first mentorship. My telephone is beeping to tell me that it's time to start the first mentorship with Aguas con Tu Agua. We're really excited to bring this team on board. This will be the third team that we're working with this season around water quality issues. So we're really very excited to learn more about the project and about the project team and to start seeing where we're going to go. And with me today, besides the flies, it's summertime, is Mark Smythe. Mark is the president of the board of directors at Geeks Without Bounds, and somebody who has taught me a lot about some of the business management aspects of the mentorship program, and he's here to help us get kicked off. Mark, could you say a few words?
Yeah, well, lovely to meet everybody. As she said, I'm Mark Smythe. I've got about 20 years experience in turning around or helping fledgling operations get off the ground and get and making what they're trying to do happen. I have been chairman of several not-for-profits, which I took from utter destitution to being profitable institutions and enterprises. I make my living as an attorney here in the United States, and I've been doing that for 25 years too. So that, in a nutshell, is me. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your project and seeing what we can do to get you guys launched and making it happen.
Great, thanks, Mark. So, Ricardo, can we actually start with you? Before you introduce yourself, could you tell us a bit about the project? Just, a sort of short overview of what you did at International Space Apps Challenge and what has happened since then.
Yes, thank you, Alicia. Nice to meet you, Mark. Well, Aguas con Tu Agua is a project that was born in Space Apps Challenge 2015 here at Guatemala. The whole team actually wasn't very familiar with each other. We met there at the challenge, but we had something in common, and it is that we all are aware of a problem running out in Guatemala, and it's about water and the quality of the water and water as a resource. I don't know. We are very excited to be to have this opportunity with Geeks Without Bounds. We are looking to create a project that we are kind of proud of. We would like to be one of the teams that can create one useful product to be used by our teammates and our citizens and our roommates and our friends and our parents. We are trying to make things to create a little value maybe, but this kind of value that can be remembered and can be useful for everyone. My name is Ricardo, and I'm a professional of working in computer science. I have a degree of Bachelor of Science. I'm teaching at local university about computer science as well, and I think I'm trying to create something of value here at our town and trying to create more friends through this.
I have to unmute myself before I start talking. Thank you, Ricardo. I'm going to go for the rest in the direction that you are on my screen. So, Diego, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your part is in this project?
Claro, Alicia, no sé si lo puedo hacer en español.
Sí, claro, lo puede hacer en español y voy a traducir.
Sí, tengo aún un inglés muy bajo.
Está bien.
Mi nombre es Diego Mus, soy de acá, de Guatemala. Ahorita en esta parte de Aguas con Tu Agua, pues estoy trabajando con Luis Carlos en la parte de la base de datos. Para mí es un privilegio estar acá con ustedes y poder compartir y aprender. Soy estudiante de Ciencias de la Computación también, acá en Guatemala, y pues estoy muy contento de estar acá.
So, Diego is telling us that he's the student in computer science there in Guatemala, and he's working with Luis Carlos on the database. And he's glad to be working with us. Y nosotros también estamos muy felices que todos ustedes pueden estar aquí con nosotros. Gracias.
Thanks.
And so next on my line, Elder. Está en mute. You've got to unmute.
Se me había olvidado. ¿Me escuchan?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Voy a hablar también en español porque mi inglés está un poquito pobre. Bueno,
It's okay.
el béisbol de Guatemala y estoy trabajando en Aguas con Tu Aguas en la parte de la programación web, la parte de front-end con Luis Carlos. Y esta experiencia me parece algo súper interesante, ya que nunca había estado en un proyecto parecido a esto. Y soy estudiante de Ciencias de la Computación también, igual junto a Diego, solo que yo voy un semestre más bajo que él. Solamente no sé qué más decir.
Okay, so Elder is also a computer science student. He's one semester behind Diego, and he's working on the front-end programming for Aguas con Tu Agua. And he is really interested in the project. It's very exciting to be a part of something interesting like this. See? Okay, and the next one over, Isaac. Isaac? You've got to unmute. Unmute yourself. You are muted. No podemos oír nada. Si quiere puede escribir aquí también y puedo decir lo que está escribiendo.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Whoops.
También y puedo decir lo que está escribiendo. Oh, there we go. Whoops. Well, hi, my name is Isaac. Well, I can speak a bit of English, so I guess I'll do it in English.
Great. And you're muted again. Oh no, he froze.
I'm kind of new in the project.
Okay, I think that Isaac might be having some internet slowdown.
Working.
There's a camera turn off up above. Or else. Type your intro. And I'll read it. Okay, we're gonna move on for a moment to Luis Carlos. Oh, wait. I think Isaac got a message. The joys of slow internet. I know these feels. Okay, we can't hear you right now, Isaac. Sorry. I need you to unmute yourself. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Luis Carlos, and hopefully Isaac will type his intro, and then we can read it out loud. That would work. Hi, Luis Carlos.
Hi, Alicia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I speak a little of English. Sorry for but my bad accent and bad English. You know.
Don't feel bad. It's great.
Yeah. Mark, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Luis Carlos. I am engineering student of computer science, and I working on database area of Aguas con Tu Agua project. I'm 25 years old and really excited to work from this project. Only that. Nice to meet you.
I was just trying to invite Isaac back in. Hold on just a moment. Let me grab his email address so that I could try to invite him back in. Oh no. I don't see his email. Okay. Well, hopefully he has the link and will be able to rejoin us. All right, so we still haven't really heard. I know about the project, and Mark knows a little bit about the project too because read the application. But the people watching this don't really know what Aguas con Tu Agua is about, or why you named it Aguas con Tu Agua, or what you guys did. So tell us a little bit more about the actual technology piece that this whole thing is about.
Okay, I think I try to explain a little bit more of the project. Aguas con tu agua is a phrase that when you read in Spanish, here at Guatemala, it could be interpreted as warning about your water. So what we are trying to do is to create some awareness of the people about how important water is as a resource here at Guatemala. We started this project because right now here in our town there is a problem going on, and it's that our local government is not putting some kind of attention of the importance of one specific region or one specific area that is providing all the water that is being drinked by the people here at the town. We are aware of this problem because one of our team members, who is named Dario, that is not here actually right now, he is making some research about how important this area is to the people here at Coban. And starting from this research, we think, or we are thinking that because we are, I don't know, I mean, we are used to apply technology to create solutions to everyday problems, we decided that we can use technology to create one piece that can try to solve this solution. And one way technology can achieve this is about using internet. When using internet, we can create like this great or this big medium or I don't know, like a big sign to the people that can use internet and can become aware of the information we are trying to collect and we are trying to diffuse. I don't know. I may be some confused, or maybe I'm confusing you. But what we are trying to create, or what we are trying to do, is to use technology to create a piece of solution to improve. Okay, to try to create a solution and improve the situation going out right now with our local government.
On purpose, okay, or by accident? Sounded like he was in the middle of.
It sounds a bit like an echo chamber.
Alicia,
Thought.
Ricardo, ¿estás?
¿Sí?
No sé si tenemos problemas de conexión.
Now he is muted, and I cannot unmute him.
Quitaré la cámara.
Yo creo que ya están.
Sí, voy a quitar la cámara.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yay! Hold on just one second.
Turn off the cameras. Maybe gain the internet.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Um, had competition for the limited bandwidth there for a moment, but I wrestled my competition to the ground, and now he's making grumpy faces at me. Yay, 16-year-olds. Okay. You guys can see what was happening over here. Anyway, so what I was trying to say was I had shared this folder that I just pasted into the group chat right here. I shared that with all of you. Hopefully you can get to that link. If you click on that link and can't open it, please let me know. And you can put into that chat link there your email address. The stuff that's actually in the chat link is private to us. That doesn't go onto the live broadcast, so you don't have to worry that putting your email there is going to put your email out to the world or whatever. So in that directory, you'll notice that right now there's a meeting notes with the date today, and it says introductory call. I'm going to go back over this call afterwards and kind of put in some of the notes. I'm really bad at typing and talking at the same time, so I just do the notes later. But also, there are a few things that we want to kind of kick you off on during this particular call. The first two worksheets in our workbook. So the first of those worksheets is the Why Are You Here worksheet. Now, the way that this worksheet works, here, let me copy paste that into the chat as well. Anybody who's watching this on YouTube or on Google Hangouts, we have copies of these worksheets that anybody can use. It's available with an open license, so you can copy them and use them and share them with other projects. So this first worksheet, the Why You Are Here worksheet, is something that each of you should fill out a copy of. So what you should do is go into that worksheet, go under File, and you'll see down below File there's Make a Copy. So make your own copy of this worksheet and change the name, so it'll say like copy of Aguas Worksheet 1. So change the name of it to, you know, Aguas Worksheet 1, Why Are You Here, colon, Ricardo. Or Aguas Worksheet 1, Why Are You Here, colon, Isaac. Or, you know, obviously your own name there. And then answer these questions. You remember, like, it does not have to be in English. It can be in Spanish. I want you to, the point of these is more for you than it is for us. We're going to use the questions in order to help us work with you to figure out where to go and what sustainability means for you and for your projects, and also understanding what your personal commitment to the project is, how you want to work with this project. There are no right answers, there's no wrong answers. It's just about sort of understanding and assessing the situation. And the first question there, the first question is, what are the personal beliefs that lead you to work on this project? Please don't be surface about this. Like, this is not about you impressing us, or you know, you're not applying to college here. You're not going to win anything if you have the right answer. That's not what this is about. This is like what you really think. So you know, take the time to actually write about what these things really mean to you. What are your personal beliefs? Say, I don't know, this is a water project. Maybe you have personal beliefs about you know, people's inability to trust what they're being told about the water, or maybe you have personal beliefs about the importance of making sure that communities have water, or, you know, I don't know, I'm not trying to put words into your mouth, I'm just trying to give you some ideas. And, you know, maybe you have some other deeper things that you want to put into that. Whatever it is, I reiterate, there is no right, no wrong. This is about you personally.
Yeah, to which I'd add the operative word here is worksheet. It's a work in progress. It's probably going to change over time. Don't get hung up on it. It's an initial assessment, and, you know, remember what you're doing here. You're not going to get any grade, and you're not going to be judged by anybody. This is for you. It's for your learning and to help you get going. You're not going to be evaluated or appraised on it or anything. So.
No, and the only reason why this is important for us at all is so that we can be the best support for you. So, you know, that's really important for me that you understand that we're here to do the best we can to help you as a project succeed, but also to help each of you as individuals succeed within this project, you know, in whatever it means for you. So, you know, if what it means for you personally to succeed is that you get to work on a project for 2 hours a week, and at the end of 6 months you've got something to put on your resume, and that's really the only thing you care about, and frankly, water, who cares? You know, water falls from the sky, whatever. Like, if that's really what you feel, write that. Let us know, because, you know, we will approach supporting you appropriately in that way. The next question is, what are the personal experiences that are most important to your work on this project? This is, you know, in part, it may be sort of like a resume or a CV of work that you've done in the past that sort of leads you to this. And it also might be personal experiences like you were always afraid of drinking water from a certain river, and then you found out that the water that was coming out of your tap was actually from the exact same river, and that it really made no difference whether you were drinking the water from the river or drinking the water from your tap. It was the same thing. You know, again, I'm not trying to put words into your mouth here. I'm just giving you examples of the kinds of personal experiences that that you might want to put into this. Again, no right answers, no wrong answers. Taking the time to, you know, really think about why you're working on this project and why you want to commit to time to work on this, especially over the next 6 months, because the next 6 months will be fairly intense. You know, put that in there. Help yourself to understand. Help us to understand. And then the final question is, how would you like this project to be part of your life? And so this, again, no right answers and no wrong answers. What I'm not looking for is, well, I have to do this project as just this because whatever. Like, you don't have to say, I want this project to be a full-time job, because you can't imagine in your head anybody else who would do the work, for instance. If you don't want it to be your full-time job, then don't say you want it to be your full-time job. If you do want it to be your full-time job, but that seems impossible because you can't figure out how you would support yourself, don't worry about that either. Just let us know what you wish you could have. In a perfect world, if you could have anything you want, what would it be? And like Mark said, it's okay if your answer changes in 3 months or 6 months. That's okay. This is a starting point for all of us. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody?
It does make sense.
Okay, great. So then I'm going to move on to the second worksheet. And we'll actually kind of kick you guys off on the second worksheet.
Before you do that, I'd like to ask, I got a couple of questions for the team.
Okay.
First of all, is there a place where you guys can all get together under one roof? In one location? Are you guys in proximity to one another where you can all gather in a room together?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me ask you, do you have a team leader at the moment?
Ricardo is being silent, but he has been functioning as team leader.
Ricardo is.
Okay. Okay, that's just sort of an FYI for me. Now, honestly, Lish, we're getting kind of late here. Because they've got a number of people, I think it's kind of important that we sort of go through those 25 things with them, I think. I'm not sure kicking them off like this is the best way. I'm thinking maybe we should just give them an introduction to what it is and then come back next week and do the 25 things with them and walk them through it directly.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, what this exercise we're going to walk you through is next week. I'm going to give you a little introduction to it. It is a process which everybody who goes through it, they get halfway through and they think, oh, this is stupid and a waste of time. It's not. You kind of have to bear with us on it. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to establish an endpoint, a target that you want to go to, a specific, very precise target that you want to hit. And when we want to set this as a group, so you're all invested in it, and then we want to work backwards from that specific target, what the actual steps are that have to take place in order to get you to what you want your product or your service or your business to do or be. And it's a fairly simple process. We're going to walk you through going through 25 questions of what your project is, and then we're going to look at what the 25 answers to what your project is not. Or we're going to look at 25 destiny factors, which is things that you can't control, things that are just outside the purview of what you can do. And we're going to look at 25 assumptions that you have about this product. And then we're going to take those lists and we're going to sort of condense things and we're going to see if we can start to refine an endpoint for you. Now that endpoint is so critical because that determines how you use your resources. Is this a product that is going to be marketed nationally? Well, you're doing a very different things if you're selling it nationally than if you're selling it internationally. Are you going to sell it exclusively to Spanish-speaking people, or is it just going to be, or is it going to be multiple languages? If you're going to sell it to Germans, you're going to have to translate things into German, which means you're going to need a German translator. If you're selling it to Russians, you need a Russian translator. Very different sets of things. So you set a very specific target. That's going to determine how you use your resources, your time, your money, what kind of fundraising you do, everything. And when you set those targets, you move it 1 degree to the right, change one variable, ever so slightly, and the way you use your resources changes. So what we're going to do is try and work with you to set that target, and once you've got it, then we're going to work backwards with you to figure out what the steps are to get to that endpoint, and then we're going to figure out once you've got that, we're going to figure out what additional resources you need. Do you need some consulting? Do you need fundraising help? Do you need technology help? Oftentimes what you think you need at the beginning of a project is very different from what you actually need. I did a consulting job for a health food packager once, and they were all convinced that they needed a lot of expensive computer equipment. But then we took a look at their thing and setting their endpoint of what they needed to do, and what it turns out is that they were making all their money selling ice cream, and they were actually losing money on most of the health foods they were doing. The solution to their problems, in short, was not a lot of expensive computer equipment. It was a bigger ice cream freezer. And they did it, and they became profitable in a matter of weeks, going from unprofitable to profitable. So that's just one quick illustration of how this the benefits of this process. And the thing to remember, too, is that for every hour you spend planning like this, you're going to save yourself about 8 hours of torture and mistakes and false starts. So anyway, that's just a brief introduction. And do you want to add some things to that, Lisha?
No, I think that pretty much covers that. Hold on, I heard a bleep, like somebody is trying to say something. Oh, okay. So, Elder, voy a traducir, pero lo que voy a hacer es traducir lo que dijo en una transcripción, porque va a ser más fácil así. Y si está bien, ok, great. Como entre 1 hora va a llegar la transcripción, ¿ok? O tal vez un poquito más que 1 hora. Pero hoy, esta noche, va a llegar la transcripción. So I was just promising a transcription rather than trying to translate everything you said right now. Alrighty, so the other thing, I'd like to explain what's going to happen over the course of the mentorship. So we have a basic curriculum that we're going to work through, and the areas we cover are first off trying to figure out what sustainability means for your project, and these first exercises that we're giving you are about figuring out what sustainability means for the project, as well as what this means for you as an individual within the project. We'll be figuring out over the next few weeks whether it makes more sense for you to be a for-profit organization or a not-for-profit organization, or you know, a mixture of both, or something else entirely. Along the way, you'll be getting a lot of advice and resources, but the final decision about what you're going to do is your decision. We don't make the decisions for you, we just give you as much information and support and help as we can. Then the next thing we do is help you figure out how to raise the money so that you can do this. We want to help you raise that money, whether that turns out to be, say, an Indiegogo campaign, or whether that's helping you find grants and helping write grants with you, if it's appropriate, writing joint grants together. But we'll know that only after we know what your organization is going to look like. So we won't be able to do that work of fundraising until we know what we're fundraising for, right? Then once we've got, you know, some basic foundational things taken care of, what is it we're doing and how are we going to fund it, then we start really digging into the technology side of things, helping you with co-design. Co-design is when you work with your end users from the very beginning. So engineers are great at thinking that we know how to solve the world's problems, and we create beautiful technology that we hand to end users who look at it and freak out and call their teenage children and grandchildren and say, how do I work this? So we want to make sure that when we hand the technology to the end users, that they don't require the help of a 12-year-old to make it work, and that they feel comfortable using whatever technology we're providing them with. So how are you going to do that? You're going to do that by involving those end users in the whole process from the beginning to the end. Sorry, I was just attacked by a pit bull. A very sweet purple, but nonetheless. Where was I before she threw that thing at me? Yeah, so the next thing, we want to make sure that your project is secure, that you're not, splattering vulnerable people's data all over the world. So we're going to make sure that you have mentorship from experts in security and privacy regarding the issues that you specifically are dealing with. And then we're also going to look at what sorts of additional help your project needs that aren't part of the core curriculum, but that are specific to your project. So that might be a mentorship around how to get your hardware produced on a large scale, for instance, or how to market hardware, or it might be specific help in using a given coding library. I can't guess what that will be. We'll know that further down the line. And most of that kind of targeted mentorship will happen in the second 3 months, the second half of this mentorship. So during the first 3 months, we're going to meet every single week. And usually the one meeting will be us telling you things and sort of giving you either one of us will be mentoring you or one of our volunteer mentors will be speaking to you. And then you'll have some assignments to do or some things to work on. And then the following week, you'll be speaking to us and telling us what you've learned or telling us what you've done or telling us what you've decided. Usually, the every other week where you're telling us, in my experience, those tend to be shorter calls, but sometimes they can be a full hour call as well, because sometimes you'll just have a lot to talk about. What else? Oh, and then in the second 3 months, we go to every other week, unless you need the in the middle weeks. But usually we find that by the time we get into the second 3 months, you're so deep into the work that you're doing that you don't need the every single week contact, and just having a mentorship every other week is sufficient. You should know that you can reach out to us by email anytime. Sometimes I go off-grid for a while because I'm working on a project. I get back to you as quickly as I can. If something is an emergency, when I'm off-grid, I make sure that there are emergency contacts that you can reach, but there rarely are big emergencies like that. Is there anything else that you think I need to cover, Mark?
I think you've covered it for now. I think next week we'll go into 25 things with a vengeance and really start getting towards setting that first endpoint.
Great. Ok, pues yo voy a hacer una transcripción de toda esta conversación. Voy a escribirlo en español para todos. Si tienen preguntas, me pueden mandar un email. Y también, ¿tienen un Google Group o algún forum que usan para hablar entre ustedes?
Tenemos un grupo de Facebook.
Ah, ok. The evil Facebook. Yes. Nosotros también tenemos un Facebook, aunque son evil. Si se pueden meterme en su grupo, me gustaría mucho. Estoy poniendo mi email personal en el chat ahí. Si alguien me puede hacer un friend y meterme en ese grupo, así puedo responder a preguntas y también ofrecerles las transcripciones, transcripciones y todo ahí en el grupo. ¿Les suena bien?
Suena muy bien.
Sounds great.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we're really looking forward to continuing on with you. I will speak to you all via email and Facebook, and be sure to like Geeks Without Bounds on Facebook also, because we, like to be loved. It's a thing. And tell all your friends to like Geeks Without Bounds too. Increase our numbers. It would be great. And we will speak to you next week. Same time, same bat place. Thanks very much, everyone.
Muchas
Thank you,
gracias.
Lisa. Thank you, Mark. Very nice to meet you.
You too.